Hi, my name is Cassidy. I'm a rising sophomore at Yale University, and I would like to present my poem, Murals. I wrote this poem actually, yes, after being, you know, commissioned, when Word was commissioned by, Word Performance Poetry was commissioned by the Yale University Art Gallery to give a give a showcase surrounding John Wilson's The Incident, but also because I just recently seen the film When Queen Met Slim. Um, Not to spoil, but at the end of the film, um, a mural is erected in memory of the two main characters in the film, and it got me thinking about how often we memorialize Black Death through art, and how yes, it's sort of a sign of resilience, um, but also how it seems always to be a sign of compromise. Um, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. So here goes, and I hope you enjoy. When red and blue first danced, they made the color purple. The color purple knows no aftermath beyond itself, beyond being a pigment, a color, to paint something sweet, maybe a body, tender, enough to crush into paste and preservation, a body so sweet it decays the teeth of the ground that swallows it. I drive through North Philadelphia, past nothing but purple faces who stare at me with painted pride from the sides of crumbling buildings. I see eyes who will never see anything beyond the building across from their deathbed. Their portraits are adorned with every affectation except for what became of them. The walls tell us that they were 21, an angel, beloved. None of the walls say that they were murdered, but the empty and the acrylic eyes tell us they all were. Red and blue lights pass through my neighborhood, tell boys that look like me stories about how red and blue danced and made a ghost, called it purple, told it to never ask for anything beyond itself, like yes, be art when you cannot be human, or yes, imitate life when you cannot hold it. Be art or shadow or ghost, whichever you find the most visible, and somehow the Black Death painting the neighborhood became better for a mural than a movement. Somehow the buildings outside of the city are pristine. There, men in blue die and get history books. Here, purple is just something to crush between mortar and pestle, something to grind into paste, to scrape from pavement and mount to wall, as if death is an art or something, a legacy, the magnum opus of a chocolate boyhood. I ride through North Philly and imagine the walls are screaming. In this life, they want to be sweet enough to decay everything that killed them. Maybe that's why all the buildings are crumbling, why the streets are cracked, splintering where their blood was first spilled. There are faces on the sides of buildings who want nothing more than to be able to stop smiling. They knew a mural would not be enough to prevent the next one. They grew up in neighborhoods built out of murals before becoming one. In my city, art is an albatross of compromise. We make portraits when we cannot afford coffins, when we can't afford justice, when we can't afford an aftermath beyond ourselves. I ride into West Philly and the murals become lectures. They tell us to put the guns down, to keep going, to smile, that a system isn't deadly if it lets you paint its victims out of history, that a city isn't broken if it looks like a mosaic, that nothing is dangerous enough to change. I used to see the murals and wonder why no one stopped to stare. Where all the people went, where all the people were going. People made into bodies. Bodies made into two-dimensional screams scrawled into walls and painted over, so that we can continue to ride past them, continue to see the murals and smile, to keep going forward and never notice the graveyard surrounding us. Thank you.